Hello and welcome. My name is Isaac and I'm going to give you a short video about the SPSS environment. The SPSS environment. So basically we've got three major platforms where we can work with SPSS, and we call those three the environment. The first one is the data editor environment. The second one is the output viewer, and the third one is the syntax editor. So what you can see on the screen here is the data editor, which has got two key variables: the data view here indicated and the variable view here indicated. So what you do now on the data editor is that's where you enter your data for whatever study you are doing. Let's assume that I want to enter manually. I can come here under the variable view. I have to enter the name of the variable, so I can just type age here, right? Then I come under label. On this one, on the decimal, I just make it 0. Then on the label, what is the label? As I've said, age. What about age? Then I say age of the respondent. Then under values, we have an option here where we can put the age in numerics. If someone has got 25 years, we just put 25. Someone has got 60 years, we can put 60 years. So for this one, I can just leave it like that, and then come here, and maybe under data view I just come here and say age 55, 33, 22, 55, 67, 90. What I can just put randomly, as long as I don't put someone who is 200 years old. It may not actually be practical to get here someone who is 200 years old. Then here I can just put this. I want to make them 10. Out of 10. That is an option that I can have, and this is how it appears here. So I can put it this way, but let's assume that I don't want to get the actual age number of the person or the participants in the study. I want to put them into categories, to say those who are aged below 20, those who are aged between 20 and 30, those who are aged between 31 and 40. I can come back to the variable view here and click on values. Then my value is 1. What does that 1 represent? It represents those below the age of 20. That is my first category of the age of my participants. I add here. I come here. I want to add another age category or age group. I can just say 20 to 30, or aged between. I can just say aged between 20 and 30 and 30. I come here with 43 to represent aged between 31 and 40. I add again a 4 as my next code. I then say aged between 41 and 50. And then I just come here and put 5, aged 51 and above. I just making a bracket here, 51 and above. 51, age 50, age between, not 51 and above. It's okay. I can see there's an error here. I was supposed to say 41, so I just put the 4 here and I change, then I say okay. So you see what I've done. I just put this age category as like this. So here you might actually, once I have done this to put the values, they doesn't appear like this now. We have got 5 values here. We've got 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we have entered the data, the age category data in this format, we have to come and change here because it's now appearing as 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. So this is what we have now. I'm just saying people then put categories, not the actual age that they have. They select a category in which their age falls within. If I am 53 years, then I select 5, which represents age 51 and above. If I am 17 years, I select below 20 years because 17 years is below 20 years. If I am age 27, then I select age between 20 and 30, something like that. Then we are actually editing. We go to the next variable here. We put something like marital status. We put underscore here. Status. If you don't put this underscore, it will reject because it accepts only values which are sort of combined. If you use space, then it doesn't recognize. So you come here, you say, you put your 0 here, respondent, see marital status. So what is it that we are focusing on here? We are focusing on number 1 is married. Here I'm just saying married. Whether you are happily married or not, you just need to tick married. Whether you're happily married or sadly married, that's something else. But what we want to know is is that you have got a spouse. Then we put single. But on number 2, if you don't have a spouse, you are single. Then we put 3, divorced. We are now talking of those who have been once married but they left their marriage. We put 4, widowed. Those who were actually married but then they found themselves widowed. Their spouse died, something like that. Then we can leave it like that. Then we put OK. So we come back here to our data view. It shows nothing, but as you can see on this, we have got our main values that we have entered. 4 values representing the marital status of our participants. So I can come back here and randomly put something like maybe let me I want men people to be single, because we need men single people there so that they've got partners to marry. If you put widowed people, a lot of them were assuming that many people are dying. So I assume that people are still single and a few are married. We go to another variable here, something like what income. I just put respondent, see monthly income. My assumption is you are earning in US dollars. So 1, I put below US 300. 2, I say between 301 and 600. Then 3, I can say above $600 per month. Right, I add here, then I say okay. I come back, on my data view, I assume that I can just say 1 2 3 2 1 2 2 3 2 1, something like that. Then automatically I've got my data. This is so under the data view is where you get information about the respondent or the participants respond to a specific inquiry, to a specific question on the research instrument. Like age, someone is going puts 1, which means he's below the age of 20. Someone puts 5, is actually saying he's 51 years or above. So it can be 65, 82, 100, something like that. The same applies here. So this is the first environment that we are talking about. So what do I need to do now? I need to go to the next environment, which is the output viewer. So what do I need to do here? Let me say I create a simple frequency table here. I just do this. I put age here, maybe an age alone. For a start, I'll put age alone, and I'll just click like this. This is our output viewer. It summarizes those who are below the age of 20, we've got 2. Those aged between 20 and 30, we've got 1. Those aged between 31 and 40, we've got 2. Those aged between 41 and 50, we've got this. Aged above 51 and above, we've got 2. So on this one, I could have just added something. So this is our output viewer, where you get information about the statistics which you have done. So there are choices that you make. So let's say I want to just let me just delete this output viewer without saving it. I go back to it and say analyze, put the same age, frequency. Then I decide to include a chart, a bar chart maybe. In that bar chart, I put some percentages of the total response rate. Then I click this and do this. It automatically gives me the output viewer, where you can now play around with this. So I can now edit this, which is age of respondent. It shows all the information that I want. So assume I want to edit my output viewer on this chart. I just double click the chart, then automatically the chart size, the variables here, something like that. I can just come here in data model label, show data labels, something like that. I click it, it comes to show me the percentages here, because I chose percentages, not frequencies. There is 20%. Those aged below the age of 20 were 20% of the total population or total start population. Those aged between 21 and 30 were only 10%, and 20% were those people aged between 31 and something like that. So you can decide to keep it like this, because this is absolute, but it shows two commas. So here you choose what you want. We have chosen percentages here. That's what you want, and you can leave it like that. Then you can come under number format. I want to remove the decimals here. I just put a 0 here, something like that. Then I apply. Then you come here, you see it has changed. That's what this is the data. The data I just close. Then this table is good enough for me to share with whoever I want to share with. You can just either do this, right click and copy, something like that, or you can just go under editor, you copy chart under editor, you paste it somewhere else, which is actually very easy to do. So this is the output viewer, our second environment of SPSS, which we are trying to learn. So I think it's something that should be easy for you. That output viewer comes only after you have performed something under the data editor. If you haven't performed anything, you won't get the output viewer. So it's something that you need to be able to do, and do it properly. So here we are trying to come up with, we close this, we just try to close this. It's not important now, because we've managed to understand what it is and what it means, how we reach there, and everything that we are trying to do. So let me just close this, not save. Then what else do I need to show you here? What else do I need to show you here? Yeah, now we have to go under to the third environment, which is the syntax editor. So what happens with the syntax editor is you want to enter some codes, some programming codes in SPSS. As you understand that SPSS has got some embedments in it, such as Python. You can actually then enter a Python code to extract certain data about the data set you have. So under this, you can just go under file. Under file, you click new not new data, because you've got the data already. You just come under data, you go under syntax, you click syntax. It shows you. So this is where you now do whatever you want to do. You can put variables here, variable label, again, then just label. Just a minute. So I'm actually trying to demonstrate that you have got the right panel is the where you enter your codes, and the left panel here is where you are showing the order of your codes. Variable levels, maybe I say equals something else, then I just say age here, something like it's not going to make sense. Then automatically it goes on to pick to the second, to the third, and everything. So basically these are the three key platforms that you find in SPSS. The data editor, which has got two components, the data view and the variable view, where we said the variable view is where you enter the description of your data, and the data view is the way the data is actually showing. And the second one we said is the output editor. Output viewer, it shows whatever you transact on the data editor, whatever you perform, it shows on the output viewer. And then on this one, which is the syntax editor, is where you are now entering your programming codes to extract whatever data you are going to be extracting. Then you proceed like that, and you see what happens. So basically that's it, and I think it's very easy. For now I just have to stop here, because that's what I'm trying to put forward, so that we understand. We don't need to load each other with a lot of work, but basically step by step we'll be able to understand. So from here we'll proceed to the next lecture, and you understand better what we are trying to elaborate here when we are now performing with large data sets. Thank you very much for participating.